Omaha-based American National Bank is getting acquired by a Wisconsin company. Jacqueline Fernandez joins me live from the Alert Desk with what we know about this deal and what it means for existing bank clients. Jacqueline, good afternoon.
Hey, Dave. Good afternoon. In a joint announcement, American National said it's merging with Associated Bank Corp., which is headquartered in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The deal is an all-stock transaction estimated at $604 million. American National Bank was founded as the Bank of Florence in 1856. Today, it has 33 branches across Nebraska, Iowa, and Minnesota. Wisconsin-based Associated Bank Corp. said the deal is part of its growth strategy. It will give them the #2 bank in the Omaha market, as measured by deposit share. The combined company will be headquartered in Green Bay, but American National Bank says they will continue to be an executive presence right here in Omaha. It's not yet clear exactly what that means for American National's current headquarters at 90th and Dodge. For now, though, the bank says clients can continue to visit existing branches and use their checks, debit cards, and digital banking services per usual. American National is promising the deal will eventually give customers access to a wider range of resources while preserving local service. Now, both companies' boards have already approved this merger. The deal is expected to close sometime in the second quarter of next year, pending regulatory approval. Dave.
Jacqueline Fernandez live in studio today. Jacqueline, thank you.